Today we are going to start new chapter, Water, a Precious Resource. As you know, water is a natural resource that is important for our survival. Water exists in abundance on our planet, Earth. However, only very small fraction of it is fit for human consumption. As you have studied in class 6 also, where we have studied about diagrammatic representation of water on earth. Let us recall that segment here. So there are abundance of water present on the earth, but very small amount of water is useful for us or is fit for human consumption. As you can see in this one, that is earth's water. In 100%, 97% of the water is present in oceans and seas in the form of saline water. While in the form of fresh water, only 3% water is of fresh water. In this freshwater category, it is further divided into this segment. In freshwater, ice caps and glaciers 68.7% means fresh water is available in the form of ice caps and glaciers, that is 68.7% of the fresh water is available in the form of ice caps and glaciers, while in the form of groundwater, uh, that is at the percentage of 30.1%, while the other one is 0.9%, that is in the other category, that is comes in the surface water or water which is absorbed by the roots of the plant, that moisture that comes in 0.9%. This surface water, that is 0.3%, that 0.3% is the percentage of surface water. It is further divided into this segment in which surface water, in the surface water, 87% of the surface water is present in the form of lakes, 11% in the form of swamps, while 2% in the form of rivers. So fresh water is divided into these categories, that is 87% lakes, swamps 11%, and rivers 2%. Okay. In this chapter, that is water, a precious resource, this is a mind map of the chapter which you are seeing on the screen, that we are going to study about forms of water, uses of water, sources of water, conservation of water, scarcity of water, natural distribution of water in India. And in class 6 also you have studied about this chapter water, where you have studied about representation of diagrammatic representation of water, representation water availability on earth. Even you have studied about dams and conservation of water, uses of water, and this chapter is also deal with that only. Let's start this chapter. In this module we are going to study about forms of water. Coming to forms of water, so there are three forms of water and all the three states are reversible and interchangeable. Means, as you know, water is a matter. What is matter? Matter means anything which have a mass and can occupy space, and this matter is classified into three categories which you have studied, that is in the category number 1 solid, 2 liquid, and the third one is gaseous. So this water also exists in three forms, that is in solid form, in the liquid form, and in the gaseous form. And these states are reversible, means you can change solid into liquid, liquid into gas, gas into liquid, liquid into solid, vice versa. So this is a reversible and interchangeable. Now coming to the solid, in which form you will see the water in solid state. You will see in the form of glaciers, icebergs, snow, hail, frost, and ice crystals in the clouds are the solid form of water. While in liquid form, which you are drinking water, is also in the form of liquid. And in the form of rain, dew, clouds are water droplets or liquid forms of water. While in the form of gaseous, that is water vapor, fog, steam, and clouds are the gaseous forms of water. So these are the different forms of water in the state, that is solid, liquid, and gaseous. Okay, and these all states are interchangeable or reversible. Now let us see how it is reversible or interchangeable from one state to the another state. As you can see in this picture, this this water exists in solid state in the form of ice. When we supply heat to this ice, when we heat this ice or when the ice melts due to the heat, it changes into the liquid state. It changes into which state? That is liquid state. And when we heat this liquid at 100 degrees Celsius, that it changes into the steam or the gaseous state, which you can see here, that is in the form of water vapor. So when any liquid changes into the gaseous state, that process is known as evaporation. So due to evaporation, when we supply a particular heat, this liquid changes into gaseous state, that is in the form of steam or water vapor, you can say. And how it changes into the liquid form, that is from ice to liquid, by melting process. Melting means due to heat, that ice changes its state into the liquid, and this process is known as melting process. So by melting process changes into which state? Liquid. By evaporation it is changing into which state? Vapor. Now how it is a vice versa, how it is a reversible change. Let us discuss about that. How it is a reversible change. And so here this water vapor, this is in the water vapor form, in the vapor form. When we cool down that vapor, then when we decrease the temperature of the vapor, then it changes into the liquid state. Okay, when we cool down this vapor, it changes into which state? That is liquid state. And when we cool this liquid or freeze the water, suppose you are doing it in the summer season, right now it's a summer season, and when you keep that water in your freezer, then it changes into which form? In the form of ice. Why it is changes into form of ice? Because condensation occurs there. It changes its state in the form of ice. It cools down. So when the temperature decreases, this water changes into ice form. But one question arises here, till which temperature it changes into ice form? So that is at 0 degrees Celsius. This water changes into ice form. Means this water freezes at which temperature? 0 degrees Celsius. And water remains liquid at which temperature? From 0 degrees Celsius and 100 degrees Celsius. In these between ranges, this water is in liquid state. And above 100 degrees Celsius, it is in vapor state. Okay. So from there, we can conclude that this is a reversible change. You can change steam into the ice form via water or liquid form. How? By decreasing the temperature, by cooling that steam. How you can change this ice into the gaseous form? By heating that ice cubes, provide heat to it. Then you can change from ice to the liquid state, then from liquid to the steam state. So when that water gets freezes at 0 degrees Celsius, it converted into the form of ice at which temperature? 0 degrees Celsius. While in the form of liquid, it is between from 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. At 100 degrees Celsius, this water changes into the vapor state. That is a water vapor state. So from there we can say that this change is a reversible change or interchangeable change from one form to the another form. Okay. So this reversible or interchangeable change occurs in our environment also. And that thing is water cycle. This water changes its state from one form to the another form continuously, and this is called water cycle. Let us study about it. What is water cycle? So the continuous circulation of water in nature is called water cycle. Means in our nature there is continuous circulation of water, and this continuous circulation of water is called water cycle or hydrological cycle. Okay, let us study about this, how it is a continuous circulation, how this one is continuous circulation. Okay, so as you can see, this is the water area, and due to the heat of the sun, when the heat of the sun fall on the water liquid state and it reaches till 100 degrees Celsius, then this upper surface water is changes into the vapor form. As you can see, it changes into vapor form or rises above in the environment. And when you rises above in the environment, then we have studied in that chapter, climate and adaptation, that higher we go, cooler we feel. So when that this water vapor rises above in the environment, their temperature is low. So this water vapor changes into which form? If temperature is low there, then what will happen? Water vapor changes into which state? That is in liquid state. And this water vapor changes into the small droplets, that is the tiny droplets of water in liquid state. So millions of tiny droplets of water forms there. And these tiny droplets of water collide with each other and forms clouds. Okay, and when they collide with each other and forms cloud or bigger droplets of water, due to the gravity of the earth, it falls down on the earth surface, and then it again goes to the sea area, river area, and a different area. So this water changes into vapor state by two process. One is evaporation, as you can see, where from the river, from the earth surface, from lakes and oceans and different liquid forms of water, from there this water changes into water vapor by the process of evaporation. Other one is transpiration. Here also water changes into water vapor. By how? When this plant do photosynthesis during the daytime, they also do transpiration process from their leaves. Means from the leaves they secrete or they release water vapor into the atmosphere. So this transpiration also involves in the water cycle, because here the water vapor is involved. Okay, so from transpiration and evaporation, this water changes into water vapor, and this water vapor, it goes higher in the atmosphere, and when it cools down, it forms tiny droplets of water, and when it collides together, it forms bigger droplets or makes a cloud. So where they go higher in the atmosphere, their temperature is very low, so condensation occurs. So by the condensation process, they forms a clouds and bigger droplets of water, and it falls on the atmosphere. So when it forms fall on the atmosphere in the form of rain, this process is known as precipitations. So these are the different processes involved in the water cycle, that is evaporation, condensation, transpiration, and precipitation. So from there we can say that a water cycle is continuous circulation of water in nature. Okay, and it goes on and on. It's a cyclic process, it goes on and on. Okay, so this is about the water cycle, and it is also known as hydrological cycle. So this water is divided into different phases: evaporation, condensation, then precipitation, transpiration. So evaporation means it is a process when the water from the earth's surface gets converted into which state? Vapor state. While condensation means water vapor rises up in the atmosphere and get accumulated above, condenses and form what? Water droplets. And what is precipitation? When the volume of droplets increases in the atmosphere, it falls on the earth as rainfall, also called as precipitation. And now what is transpiration? The process through which plants release water vapor from their leaves is called transpiration. So these are the different processes which is involved in the water cycle. And water cycle means continuous circulation of water in the atmosphere. And it is a cyclic process. Means it goes on and on. And other name of water cycle is what? Hydrological cycle. Okay, so today we have studied about forms of water, in which we have seen three forms of water, that is solid, liquid, and gaseous state. And also we have seen that how these forms of water get converted from one state to the other state, but it is a reversible or interchangeable from one another. Okay, and how it is reversible? It is reversible by the water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. Even when you heat that water, it changes into 0 to 100 degrees Celsius, remains liquid between 0 to 100 degrees Celsius. When you supply heat to that liquid, it changes into water vapor by evaporation process. This thing we have studied in that. And lastly, we have studied about water cycle, that is a continuous circulation of water. Other name of water cycle is hydrological cycle, in which we have studied about four processes, that is evaporation, condensation, precipitation, transpiration. So this much we have studied today. I hope you have understood it. So this is the assignment attached to this module. You can go through the question, try to solve it. It is based on what we have studied today. Thank you.